Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode. Let's hope this is not the last one, but I think we'll figure out in this episode. So last time I kind of lost hope, and I am still kind of losing hope. If I can stabilize the economy with the help of this region, we're toast. I said we had 2 years, but well, it's almost year 28. I think we have 3 years. So I think in year 31, it should be year 30. In year 30, the maximum level of the AI should tick over, and they will start to become prontices. Prontices? Prontics. Plural. So this is the rank where the player unlocks the training ground and the army supply depot. And that is the rank where the AI's conscript multiplier shoots up quite a bit. I think it goes from like 0.10 to 0.30 or something. And as the AI ranks up, they will also get extra bonuses to their capital size. Let me actually pull up the file. Let's see, Amir, Amarvir, Brontex. Yeah, it goes up from 0.1 to 0.3. The size of the capital will increase by quite a bit. So this army will be 3 or even 4 times the size, and they will start pulling out and grabbing regions. This guy is a Emerir as well. It looks like he has a decent chunk of army. His supplies are not terrible, I don't think. Looks like he has a price of 260 for rations. But yeah, this guy might be able to beat me to grabbing this free land. Let's hope he should do a distance calculation that this one wins. I don't think that one can win. But I think this one is closer. So I think this AI is very likely to come over here, grab this piece of land, and then lock us in. We'll be surrounded by 200 Mevi on this side, and probably like 150 Cretonians on that end. Actually, probably like 80 Cretonians, and then 40 Denorians, and some Atlapi in there. So that's even worse. If that happens, we can't grab the region, then we'll just slowly consume all the stone on the map until we die. I think that is the foreseeable future of the city. Could I have managed better? Sure. Did I? No. I think I am overspending population on law. Like, we have a good law score, but we're putting 25 labor. It's like almost 10% of our population is working to provide us with 1.3 plus, so 1.6 fulfillment. That is just almost, well, 17% of our population. And that is about 2 fulfillment, which is very little. It's like 1/30th, which is, I guess, about 3%. So that immediately tells us like we're spending like 6x too many people on that, probably. I'm not really sure how to translate fulfillment into population. We've got no text to speak of when it comes to providing more fulfillment. We've got 5 innovation points, and getting 2 more would cost us about 5 laborers. So even like a cheap upgrade for like the food store or something, that would cost us 12.5 humans just to get the tech up. And then we'd also need to get pottery. Pottery isn't a tech, but we'd need to mine this clay. We'd need to build a refinery. Or is it just a workshop? It is a workshop, yeah. To make pottery. And then we can maintain like 1 upgrade on this, which would be, what is that? So this multiplier would go up by 1.5, I think. So that'll be about 0.75 fulfillment for the food stall. And then we'll probably be burning through, was it 12.5 on labs. Then we'll need extra carpenters, extra woodcutters. Then we'll get the clay mine, probably need like 2 or 3 clay miners, and then 2 or 3 potters. That'll be an extra carpenter, probably, even more woodcutters, more stone, more wood for the maintenance on the potter. It'll probably be the same cost as this tailor, but in wood instead of furniture, I think. Let's see, does it mention the price here? It does not. 50 and 50. And what about the tailor? 20 and 40. So the potter is a little bit more expensive than the tailorer, but that's even more stone and wood that I do not have currently. So I think I will be spending like 30 workers or something like that on just upgrading this one food stall. And that'll maybe give me 0.7 points fulfillment. I don't have the workforce to do that. I don't have the workforce to be training, but I need to be doing that. Just like I said, I want these resources. Alright, all that having been said, I think I've yapped for a good 5 minutes. Let's see what the future brings us. I'm gonna try to keep up the off days here. Can I just do this? No, I probably can't. Alright, I'm gonna try to keep the days off and then try to zoom by a couple of years, see where my training lands me. So what I figured out is if I just leave it on 3, like I can give the bottom 3, like the tilapia, mevia, and carthenia 1 tick. I can give the Dondorians about 3 ticks, and then the Crotonians about 5, and then the humans about 1 or 2 or 3. Or 5. Or 8. Let's see, it is now year 30. Quite a bit of time has progressed. We almost have this one at 50. This one is still at 32. Let's see where we're at. Is this guy or Prontix yet? No. None of them are. So they didn't get their role in year 30. So we'll probably see that at the start of year 31. But I think what I want to do at this point is just enable all these buildings. And then switch off a few training grounds. Because I need the rations to be able to move out, so I need to start working on that. Same for clothing. Let's see, I'm making way too much though. So just leave that at that, and then I'll switch on one of these, and then put in 6. So there's another winter of year 31. Let's see if these guys rolled their rolls. Emerir, 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 Emerir. And this guy is a Prontix. His population collapsed, so yeah, it looks like he stopped his genocide on Dondorians and Amevia. So he'll have to restructure his population before that happens. He does have the garrison to hold off any of his neighbors at this point. What about this guy, by the way? So Emmer as well. So that'll give us like an extra year before he... Oh, he already... he already grabbed an extra piece of territory. Okay. That is a little bit concerning. But yeah. He overstepped his bounds. Now he's gonna pay the price. And let's see if... we've stocked up on rations. We've stocked up on clothing. I think it's now or never when it comes to this. So I'm gonna pull in all my city troops without waiting for them to complete training. All of them will get pulled in. We'll have to disable the immigration so that we don't get new humans who raise our fulfillment. Oh, a very important thing we need to do is that. And we need stone to do that. And we need a bit of wood as well. Let's not chop these trees. Let's chop these trees and these trees. Actually, I don't need to chop trees at all. I just need stone. So is it smart right now to bring these two out if I don't have the thing yet? No, it's not smart. Just give it a little bit of extra time. We can probably increase the limit on that. Switch this one back on, get a little bit of extra training. Like squeeze that out. Alright, we've got the depot up. Let's grab from these two, and then you're not allowed to prioritize. Just have one. Let's put 3 guys in here, and now is when we'll send our city troops out. There we go. There they are, and let's see how we do. A 100 of my troops against 145 of theirs. Just make them come to me, because any step I don't have to take is any step that doesn't exhaust me. Alright, he's charged in. Let's reform the line so I can flank him. Just move sideways. I'm using the arrow keys to move my troops around. Let's see, they feel flanks compromised. They do have the number advantage. Fuck, I lost that troop. Alright, let's restart. Because if this is my all or nothing, then may as well try to fight at least 3 times. It's always an uphill battle. Let's see what happens if I just wait for them to attack and then hit the attack button and zoom through. And I think this is a lower amount of casualties on their part. Alright, so what if we learned? We want to be flanking them, we want to be microing them well. We want to conserve our own energy while expending his. We don't want to overstep our bounds. So let's just wait for him to come at me. See what happens. Yep, he'll do that. And then I will just move to here. And I will move to here. There we go. A little bit more like that. Alright, so I need to try to like continuously have people of his surrounded within my little group basically. And I need to try to make sure he's not touching my side. Come on, start breaking, start breaking, start breaking, start breaking. And 3 morale. Come on. 2.8. This guy's doing that. Pull back a little. Push in. 0.1. Let's go, let's go. And 2. Yes! Break, 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 break. Hell yeah. That's how you do combat. Alright, and we'll release those for a good amount of chivalry. Let's see. Environment, right? Chivalry. I guess that needs a tick to update or something. Alright, let's immediately send back this guy because he hadn't finished training, and then hope that this guy just gets there. Nope, they have new. Alright, let's lift the siege. They'll just regenerate and then attack. There we go. And that's like almost an even fight. So I think we should just win this by waiting and pushing into their ranks. Hi, it's me editing PrPleGoo. I've noticed that there's a chirp in the background of my microphone and the rest of the video. There was a smoke alarm going off in the background in my apartment building. I didn't notice it while I was recording. Sorry about your ears bleeding. Good luck. Are they exhausted yet? Yeah, but both are. I've lost 9 people. He still lost only 7. Let's try and push through. Run. And stop guarding. Just attack. .6, 2.4. Yes. There we go. And then we'll release those, get more chivalry, and now we occupy the city. So that's it, we've done it, we've won the game. So yeah, like I said, the growth building, we don't have the money for that. Let's hope that these guys can grow their own meat. Let's see if that works. It does not. How about growing your own fruit though? They can do that. Can we get to level 2? With another orchard? Yes, we can. Alright, Devastation's leaving. We get 10 extra workforce. We can get a stone mine and a woodcutter. And that is actually the most perfect thing imaginable. We got a little bit of fruit income now. We get 50 fruit a day, which is actually significant. Right, it was 50 fruit. 34 fruit. And then we get our stone, we get our wood. That's a massive boost to our economy. We can probably switch off the woodcutter. It looks like it's not being used. We've also hadn't had a ride in a while, so I guess that's good. We want to return these troops as soon as possible. How many conscripts are we getting? 18 conscripts, none of it conscriptable because we just don't have the numbers. Yeah, that's great. That frees up our population from woodcutting. That frees up our money from buying stone. We can probably sell whatever's left at whatever price we want. Yeah, let's get started on that actually immediately. Because if I don't dive deep into this, then what's the point? Like, this is the only advantage we have. Let's try to lean into it. Alright, so what we want is, we want a little wood stockpile and a little stone stockpile. Actually, we probably just want import depots, huh? We can get rid of this one. So wood and a stone import depot. And then we just want an export depot right next to both of those. And then we can export the excess. And I think for fruit, I'm just going to have an export depot over here. Not over there. First, I'm going to move this thing over there. Shift Y. And then we're going to have an export depot over here for the fruits. We're already storing a bunch of fruit. We're going to have to be preparing for a bunch of wood and a bunch of fruit per year. So 13 days is our carryover time. We need to chop some wood. We need to... I don't think we need to... Nope, we don't need to mine more stone. All we gotta do is make it through the next 13 days, and then we'll have resources to do stuff. We'll have a bunch of stone, a bunch of wood. We'll be able to make more decorations, more harvest, more wells. Let's see, what else can we do? We've gotten rid of the woodcutter, so we could get more carpenters. We don't have to man the woodcutter, so that's all free labor that's coming back to us. How long is this guy gonna take? This guy. Oh, he's already home. Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Alright. And let's hope that the presence of our army here will be able to maintain that, increase the loyalty on these buildings, and see how much of an extra tax we can pull, and if that's worth having these 36 people here. Oh yeah, and once I get stone, one more thing I can do is give stone access for furniture. That'll make the Dendorians, the Garthemi, probably not the Amevia. Alright, it's only been about 15 minutes, but I'm going to cut out here. After those fights, I kind of feel like I need a break. And when we come back, we'll have our region producing, right? That is really hopeful, actually. Alright, good luck, have fun, thanks for watching, and see you next time.